Yo, boys, back with another video. Today we're gonna be doing a good old fashioned Evoker H-bound. Now, this is gonna be a ret, but we ended up hitting 70 yesterday. I hit it on my paladin, he hit it on his paladin, and we ended up actually getting capped in less than 2 hours. So from zero gear, I bought him some greens off the auction house, and as you can see, we almost one shot him in the opener like usual. And pretty much that's all we're doing. I'm just trying to get him as high as possible. So I made him go H12 because there's no way we can win games versus Reds. Because I can't. I would be on my Rogue doing it, but Rogue's not capable of actually killing anything. So it's not really viable, and it's not possible to do carries on a Rogue right now. It's like you just don't do enough damage. So pretty much I just decided to go on the burstiest class I had, and pretty much just try to one-shot things, and that's pretty much it. Now, Rat Paladins can final verdict you through Bop, so don't ever think Bop will save you from a Ret, because they can hit you through the good old fashioned Bop, and that's pretty much all there is to it. But yeah, not a lot of people play this class. Now the class is either so when you burst, it's A tier, but then when you don't burst, it's like pretty bad. I ain't gonna lie. Like if you don't completely one shot them, then you're pretty useless for a while. Because you do a lot of consistent dam, but it's not enough for like anybody actually solid will just heal through it, obviously. But there's situations to where at low rating, because obviously we're super low. My guy's no gear negative, and also he's playing an HPO, so it's the worst of the worst. But in our situation, it's not the worst because we get a lot of utility, and he has the blessing of summer. So if he uses blessing of summer on my burst, I get an RNG chance at 30% more damage, which helps me. And pretty much that's all we're doing. We're just waiting for bursting, and hoping for the best. That's pretty much all Evoker is. Now, the problem with Evoker is it also takes a lot of damage. Like, really, if they CC my healer and they can hit me with wings for more than 2 seconds, I'm definitely dead. You're basically like a rogue with zero defensives, and that's the problem with Evoker. So Evoker's really not really. It's good, but it's not good. I'm like 2100 in solo shuffle, but I wouldn't really have a chance in this meta right now because the meta is just it's Rets, and Rets are too broken for Evoke gear. So I wait for his one shot, and I instantaneously get it. So he had pre wall up, he had this mini wall up, and I waited until I used my one shot till after the wall, and as you can see there, instantaneously destroying him, deleted, two shotted, nothing he can do about that one. And I'm not even gonna let this Ret touch me because he has big damage coming, and he ends up getting taken out. Good old fast 14 hundo rating. Ret Mage here. This is another hard comp. Really, anything with a Ret is really hard for us because all they have to do is bubble my one shot and then they survive. So sometimes they don't even bubble and it's really good. So I end up walling and I use my wall offensively usually because they can't kick me during it. So I get like a free one shot really. So my guy Sacks here. I end up using my one shot. As you can see, I think we one shot him here. He doesn't bubble and he dies right here. So he gets global and he gets taken out. I kick sheep, and this guy tries to do the good old fast 1v2, but it's not gonna happen. I'm the best evoker in game like you. So pretty easy dub. I end up tricking DB, and then he ends up juking me, which is very unfortunate. My guy forgets he has DCP, so he just goes in for the kick. He DCPs the last second. Good old fast. He kicks me, and he's backpedaling into the wall. Very unfortunate. The highest rating that I've ever been, and pretty much he blocks. I mean, we pretty much know what goes from here. He dies. He's not 1v2ing. This is not. He's not playing. He's not playing the right spec. However, he did do a lot of damage in the opener. But if I was any other class, he wouldn't have done. He would have done no damage. So yeah, I haven't made a YouTube video in a minute, in like a couple of days. There's really just been nothing to do. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't really been queuing solo shuffles. I've just been gearing characters because solo shuffle's in a great spot right now, should I say. And season 2 is coming out May 9th, so now I can't even get rank 1 on my rogue. I wanted to get rank 1 solo shuffle, but it's too late now. It's not going to be possible. I can't beat, as assassination rogue, I just can't beat Rets. So here I end up using my one shot. So I'll probably just have to wait till next season. I actually instantly save my dragon until after his revival, and I instantaneously take him out, and there's nothing he can do about that one, and we end up instantly winning the game. At this point, we just lying because we know the hunter can really kill my H-Pal. My H-Pal has no Bubby L, so if he really wanted to, he could just full send my good old fashioned H-Pal, but it's too late now. He has no burst dam. Now I'm just going to keep sitting on the pillar, and there's nothing he can do about it. And this is basically what happened every game usually. Now, if it was any Reds or anything like that, that they just bubble obviously, and that's where it'd be really hard to win. And we faced Reds at least 90% of the time, Reds or H Bells, one of those. This is like the few times that I didn't face one that wasn't a super long game. So here he's waiting for my shields. So he waited 30 seconds for my shields to pop off. He traps me, and then I just get dispelled, the worst trapper of all time. And then here I just go on the druid because I know the hunter is gonna pet sack or something. Even though he pet sack the druid, I didn't care. I'm just gonna go druid, one shot him, and instantaneously I think he lives. He lives by 1 second. And then I swap hunter here with some big instant cast dam, as you can see here. And he comes out of Trank, and after that, we just keep pumping him. And he dies instantaneously. Nothing he can do about that one. I get a proc, and it instantly hits him for 30%. And that's with Blessing of Summer, so that's 30% more damage. I end up rooting the pets here, and we end up taking him out. He ends up trapping me, good old fast. I end up trinketing after he dispelled me, what it is. And he ends up getting, he's dead. Nothing he can do about that. Double ret, the worst enemy. Thankfully, if they play incorrectly or they bubble like early, it's kind of good. Or if they end up not healing, I end up missing the root, even though it's the largest root I've ever seen. I end up gripping him across the map so he can kite. Really, all my H-Bots to do is kite and bubble and live. Because honestly, he has 0 gear. I know it doesn't look like it, but he has like he can legit just be two-shotted, and his healing doesn't do anything because he's playing H-Bot, and H-Bots don't really do any healing unless you have full best in slot. Or that might be with every healer, but here after bubble, we actually just end up actually killing this guy. They end up forgetting that they had to heal each other, and we end up taking him out. Pretty easy. And then I end up dodging a shield here, and that's it. That's all there is to it. Another free win versus the worst players. Pretty much, that's pretty much every game here. There's a few games to where there's a good 1v2 at the end of the video that I did. It was versus a double rat, of course. But yeah, all the games were pretty solid. The ones that we lost, we usually just like got outranked. Like they just focused me. Anybody with MS beat us because he couldn't heal the damage, and I take double the damage because I'm playing Evoker. Like I said, there's pros and cons playing Evoker, but it's not good versus like Paladins. That's why it's like, I mean, it's been terrible this entire expansion, other than like a week or two when it was broken, when it was absolutely two-shotting. Now you got to remember I'm full geared and these guys are not. So like obviously they have decent gear, but they're definitely not like gear years. So here I actually end up destroying this kid into oblivion, and that's all there is to it. Easy dub. That's what I'm saying. The freest wins versus the worst players. That's all I'm saying. That's all there is. Now I guess I didn't edit this part out, but if any does anybody else get this quest 900 times every time you get out of an arena or a BG or anything? Every time I log in or anything, I keep getting this quest every single time. It's annoying. Blizzard, fix the game. I know you guys are terror heads, but let's do your job. So finally, the first Evoker I've ever faced in DragonFlight, other than when they were one-shotting people. It's been a very long time, and of course, it's with the Ret Palidone. So on top of it being a Ret, it's an Evoker one-shot, which is actually not a bad comp in twos, because obviously Rets have the most utility in the game and can never really die if they're good. Like obviously, if this is high rated, my healer would die in an instant because he has negative gear. So it kind of balances out. I'm playing a class that gets one-shotted, but then I also one-shot, and then my guy's playing a class that has a lot of utility but gets one-shot. So like it balances out us playing at 1400. You know what I'm saying? So here we were negative here, but at the end we actually ended up going negative at the end. We went 20 wins and 21 losses. So it was actually better than I expected. And this is all in one queue session. So we just kept queuing over and over and over and over. And then we started off with no gear. Like he started off with like 100 HP, and then I ended up just having to buy him 20,000 gold worth of gear because he's broke. So that's I root him, he roots me. I end up pre-walling, as you can see. I pre-wall right now before the dragon hits me, so it doesn't stun me. He ends up trying to one-shot, but I pre-wall it, and my guy sacks it. I end up one-shotting him, so I use my one-shot here, big damn, on heal of a dam, and I think he ends up dying because the guy legit does not click anybody. He didn't land hands his teammate, he didn't sack his teammate, he didn't wall his teammate. Out of all the buttons he could have used, he didn't use a single button. So, we take those. We take those every day of the week. So this guy's pretty much toaster oven. He does have wings up, so you gotta respect the wings at all costs. Even though it's a 1 minute cooldown, that can, I think 1 minute wings is just delusional. Imagine if I had a 1 minute burst. Oh man, dude, I would never lose a game on this guy. A 1 minute burst is crazy. Or a 1 minute burst. I mean, 1 minute burst on any classes. I don't think that's even been a thing ever. No class has ever had their main burst be a 1 minute cooldown. That is pretty good. So yeah, I think we're gonna push for Glide, but obviously we're not gonna play RMP because it's not playable anymore. So I'm just gonna play my Wrestlesham. He's just gonna end up gearing this Ret here, and we're just gonna push for the Warrior and or a Dema lock, either a Warrior or probably a Dema lock. Because Demolog's probably just 10 times easier. Not only can they not die, but they also both just do unhealable damage. It's the most easiest thing in life. Here I end up stacking them both here. I instantaneously do the most unhealable damage. Oh my, it's juicy. It's beautiful. Oh man, I love it. I end up going too far, and he ends up surviving. I end up pumping the right here for Bubby L. I Trinket Hauge. He ends up kicking me like a good old fash. I end up knocking him away here. So we've gotten every cooldown of them Bubby-O. I think he bubbles now. Yep, he bubbles right now. See, as you can see, we're doing unhealable damage. There's nothing this guy can do about it. I'm the best pally in game, like you. So pretty much, as you can see, the damage rotation. This class is busted. Lol. But so yeah, this is a spec you guys gotta play. I'm telling you. If you want to gain Raiden, play with a Ret Paladin, and if it's a good Ret Paladin, he can bop you, he can sank you, he can sack you, he can lay on hands you, he can pause you, he can do all of that good stuff, and that'll help you in the long run. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, you pretty much just it's pretty simple. As you can see, the rotation I'm doing, it's a 4 button rotation, maybe a 5. Use your burst, and use my number 4 ability, and then number 3, and then number Shift R, and then number Shift D. I don't know that I trust me. I play so many characters, I can't remember all these names of the things. So you have to just do what I do, and you'll win games. All right. I don't think anyone's gonna play this class. Why play this class when you can play Red? That's what everyone's saying. Well, guess what? I don't know what to tell you. I'm not gonna lie. If I had a Ret, I'd be playing a Ret right now. I just dinged him 70, but I don't have any conquests because I haven't been playing the game. I've just been leveling characters. This guy's hitting me from across the map with Final Verdict because it's a 20-yard range. I don't know who thought about that one, but I guess they're just casters as a I don't know. I know they nerfed Dispel Judge, but come on now, Blizzard. We need a 2 minute wings. We need to take out Magic Bubble. We need or not like their bubble, the regular bubble, but the magic that counters magic spells and stuff like that. That needs to be taken out of the game. Um, it needs to be back up to at least 2 to 3 minutes on Wii Yangs. And I think they'd be fine then. I think if they didn't have 1 minute wings and they got their utility or healing cut off, I'd be fine with the damage they're doing. Their damage is fine. They just have too much utility. They're unkillable. So, I mean, just take off one thing. You either take the damage, keep the utility and healing, or you take away the healing and utility and you give them one-shot damage. And keep 1 minute wings. Because who needs utility when you got 1 minute wings? You know what I'm saying? So here we end up kiting this guy because I know if he hits me, I'm going to end up shattering into oblivion. So here we end up actually absolutely destroying him with my cast here, as you can see. And for the 1v2 that you've all been waiting for, the best rogue in game right here. So instantly, I see the double reds. I root him, but they end up juking my root. So the first guy instantly freed him to like a god of momentum. I grip him across the map like you. He ends up magic bubbling off GCD. He did not care at all. He said GG. Instantly started popping off. So my guy instantly bubbles. I drag in here, and we instantly get bubble from him. Easy. So we get bubble from him. I should have just one-shotted the other guy, even though, they're stacking anyway. But, because this guy doesn't have, he has a couple more seconds before he can Bubby L. Because obviously, like I said, they have Magic Bubble, they have Bop, and they have Bubble. So I end up trying to kill him, and look at this. He kites me out, my guy forgets to Hodge him. So he lay on hands, and we end up absolutely very tragic situation. I had trauma after this game from facing Reds. I couldn't catch him, and they kept healing themselves. I couldn't kill him. Look how hard I'm trying to kill this guy right now, and he just keeps healing himself. Die. Die. Look at this. He won't die. 1% HP. I get DCP'd. I'm trying to kill him. I'm pumping. Big damn here. He ends up healing again. He ends up bopping me this time. I end up just spamming the most damage I've ever done in my life. He's still just tanking my damage. I'm trying to kill him so hard. He ends up not healing himself. So instead of healing himself, he tries to damage me. I have zero. Oh my god. He has Weangs up. And on top of that, he ends up bubbling. If he bubbled right then, he would have killed me. Thankfully, he wanted to wait. He waited a couple seconds. So here I instantly start kiting him because I'm like, yo, if he hits me right now, I'm toaster oven. I end up lay on handsing myself, as you can see with the good old fashioned big heels. And now it is a 1v1 situation versus a ret pal he don't. So I end up actually look at this. I root him and he hits me from across the map. Garbage game. So here, this is look at this. I'm so low HP. I just sit here and spam heal myself because I'm like, yo, I'm in trouble. Hell, he has everything up. I use my dragon to stun him. I just need to kite him at this point. Wait for my one shot. He has no bubble, no magic bubble, and he will die. So I just need to get away from him and never let him hit me. So here I end up slowing him a little bit, even though he has freedom. As you can see, he's hitting me across the map because he's a caster. And pretty much my channeling cast slows him. So after freedom, it's really good. He ends up getting slept into me, so I have to run again. And my one shot's up right now. So if we can just get a solid one shot going, we win the game. Thankfully, he messes up. Now he would have won this game had he not came back out. He had wings up right here. This is where he wins. If he heals himself, then comes out. So he went back and then he comes back and dies. And GG.